The SWOT analysis is an important component of your business plan, where you analyze your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You should include approximately 80 to 100 words in each of these boxes that make up the SWOT analysis. The video attached from the Queensland Government provides you with an overview of performing a SWOT analysis from a general view. So in this video, we'll discuss undertaking a SWOT analysis and give you some examples of what might be included from a fitness or massage business point of view. So if we look at strengths are the things that you feel are going to give you an advantage when you go into business. So I've got some examples here, but there could be a number more related to you. Of a strong background in marketing, of a strong network of successful people with high incomes to market to. So you might have a background in business, so you know a lot of successful people with high incomes and you feel this is a strength. I'm a strong relationship builder. That might be another example. People who are really good relationship builders generally find it easy to build up their client base. It's important to establish your strengths because later you're going to use this information. When you're trying to establish opportunities, you're going to look at how your strengths can be used to create opportunities, but also under threats over here, we're also going to use the information on strengths, because you might have a threat that you list, but then you can discuss how you can use your strengths to try and deal with that threat. So if we look at weaknesses now, weaknesses can be internal weaknesses or external weaknesses that can affect your business and your business success. So if we look at internal weaknesses, they're more related to you and your abilities, whereas external weaknesses may come from outside, so may relate to the size of the town you're in, for example. So we need to consider both. If we look at some examples listed there, a lack of experience, having just graduated, a lack of marketing expertise, a small network. So lots of these would be internal. So even a small network is individually you don't know a lot of people, whereas this one here, my business is based in a small town, would be more of an external weakness. But when you're writing down your weaknesses, it's really important that you're realistic and you face the facts, which not all people like to do, because you need to face up to your weaknesses so you can start to address them. But also being mindful of, is this weakness going to become a threat? So a lack of marketing expertise might become a threat because you might be able to get enough clients in to make the business viable. So really important you establish these weaknesses here, because it's going to feed into what you're writing here under opportunities and threats. So if we look at threats are generally negative forces that can act upon your business. Usually these negative forces are external as well, but can be internal, maybe in the case of something like an injury, but generally they're external forces. So if we look at some examples, we see some examples here. So this one relates to massage. So health funds, which normally provide rebates for massage treatments, decide no longer to provide rebates. A looming recession may affect clients' disposable income. The physio in the street may open a gym as part of their service offering, which would create competition for a PT. The local gym may instigate a price war. So these are all examples of possible threats. So when you do this one, we would then expect you to say, okay, this is a threat, okay, and follow that up with what you could potentially do about it, especially in regards to whether addressing a weakness or a strength could be something that helps to deal with this threat. So in this case, you might put a strategy together. If the health funds drop it, just to educate clients on the fact that they were probably getting minimal amounts through their health fund anyway, and you'll give a bit of a discount, or so just a strategy around that you would put in place here. So for the threat, establish a threat, but then talk about a strategy you'd put in place if that threat becomes a reality. As we've got written down here, how can you reduce the impact of these potential threats? Consider the information you have listed under strengths and weaknesses. And lastly, we're going to look at opportunities. So opportunities are things that could lead to business success for you. So again, this might be driven by your strengths, some of the opportunities. It also might be driven by establishing weaknesses and really improving upon these weaknesses. So if we look at some examples, new markets, no one is focusing on training children in my area. So you can see that as an opportunity. The only boxing studio in my region has just closed down. The major local company has no corporate fitness program. Um, and again, it might be talking about massage. Again, the only massage therapist in the region has closed down. No one has an internet presence providing strength and conditioning advice for ultimate frisbee players, which is a sport I know a great deal about. So again, you're going to focus on, can your strengths be used to create opportunities, or does eliminating weaknesses create opportunities? So this becomes the final part of the SWOT analysis.